Okay, you didn't call the way. You want to change this radio again. It's life. Life called the way. You want to change it life. You can play music. You want stop. You can play music. Into your leg. What you doing? You go stop. You can music at my law. What? You cut a leg and you to one life. Let me play anything. So okay. So there was fella, Agboola, fella. Only fella man okay for IJKLF fella. Fella FM. What's it gone? Wala do. Kí ni ẹ ló gan? Bàbá ń kà lọ yẹ kó ti release. Ohun ẹni mo fi ń ṣe kí ni ẹ̀ ni. Okay, a sì ní 2 minutes. Ìyẹn freeze lórí ó yẹ kí music yẹn máa lọ.
Jamais les gens d'avance, laisse pas les parents m'accepter. Le retour en force de Jeff Bobo le bambou premier. Ça va se sentir. Autoruno El Samouraï, roi du Samouraï. Laissez tomber le flash. Ça va trouver aussi en communication. Allergy. Multimilliardaire en euros.
Yes. Okay. Here we go.
News from India, the Indian news.
Fela, Omule, Fela. The teacher not teach you nonsense. Okay? I'm about to start now. Commission. I agree. This is my listener. I don't know. I didn't call yourself as okay. Microphone. Try no headphone. Yes, on this point, we came in with teacher. That's by Baba 70, Fela Anikulapo Kuti. Yes, beaming live from Dayo Agboola radio station here in Baltimore. Welcome to the news around the world. My name is Dayo Agboola, and with me on this show we have
Tolulope Akintola.
Yes, we both will be anchoring this program. Like I said, my name is Dayo Agboola, and we have Tolulope Akintola there. So we'll be taking you around the world. Before we start, just listen to this music. Our first news will be taken from Nigeria. The Supreme Court gives final verdict on Matthew's trial. Yes, you all know Matthew. The Supreme Court has ruled that the former spokesman of the PDP, People Democratic Party, Olisa Matthew, should face trial for alleged fraud. The PDP former spokesman is standing trial for allegedly diverting 400 million naira from the former National Security Advisor, Sambo Dazuki. Ogon Abang, the trial judge had in March 2016 ruled that Matthew and his company, Destra Investment, had a case to answer in the 7-count charge of fraud brought against them by the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC. The ruling was sustained by the Court of Appeal in May 2016, resulting in a Supreme Court appeal. In his ruling on Friday, Justice Aban gave the same reason given by the Court of Appeal for refusing Mr. Matthew's request. The appeal court had said that Matthew's motion was regarded as incompetent for failing to comply with constitutional provision for the filing of such appeal. Still on May Matthew. The appellant court further explained that Matthew was wrong to have brought the approval without first seeking the leave of the lower court or that of the appeal court.
Yes, my name is Tolulope Akintola. I am speaking on Indian news. Fire breaks out on India tanker. A major fire broke out on board of the India product tanker Ganesha, which was anchored at Kendal Port, anchorage on the Gulf of Kutch, Western India. According to information, all of the 26 members were successfully evacuated while 2 were transferred to the hospital as they suffered burns. The tanker was carrying approximately 30,000 tons of diesel fuel at the same time. Tugs as well as other resources have been already deployed, conducting firefighting works while the tanker is fenced by booms. Reportedly, the fire broke out in the crew compartment.
Still on Nigeria news, 13 states in Nigeria agreed to allocate 5,000 acres of land for cattle ranching. We need leadership with political will to dose attention, says Saraki. The presidency yesterday threw its weight behind states and community policing to address the prevailing wave of insecurity across the country. The vice president, who noted that the police as currently structured was too defective to address the growing insecurity in the country, stressed the need for the number of police personnel to be increased drastically, just as it cautioned stakeholders in the country not to allow the current insecurity challenges assume religious dimension. Also speaking at the summit, which was shown by the 36 state governor, Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki said what was required at the moment to nip in the bud, cause of killings, kidnapping, mayhem and general lawlessness was a leadership with the will to douse the flickering flames of insecurity and reduce the tension in the land.
Transmitting from Dayo, Agboola's radio. This is the news around the world. Record fall in Moscow as snow blanket Russia capital. 1 person has died and 5 have been injured as Moscow endures its heaviest snowfall in more than 60 years. More than 850 flights were either cancelled or postponed. The Ministry of Emergency Situation confirmed that 20,000 trees fell overnight in the Russian capital. The snow broke a Moscow record set in 1957. The authorities said one person died from the falling tree that hit an electric power line.
News will be taken from South Africa. South Africa's president, Jacob Zuma, ready to quit if conditions met. We have reports indicating scandals its leader prepared to step down after ruling party cancel key meeting over future. South Africa's ruling party has delayed a key meeting due to discuss Jacob Zuma's future. Amid reports, the president is ready to quit if certain conditions are met. The African National Congress, ANC, had called a special meeting of its executive committee for Wednesday in Cape Town, possibly heralding a bid to unseat the 75-year-old leader, who is beset by corruption allegations and damages by an economic decline. Mr. Zuma has been in a weakened position since he was replaced as leader of the ANC by Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa in a vote in December. The president no longer holds a top position in the party, which has faced uncertainty over how its dual power structure will function. Mr. Zuma's tenure as president officially runs until mid-2019. The scheduled meeting of the National Executive Committee, which has the power of demand that Mr. Zuma step down, was expectedly moved on Tuesday, on the weekend of February 17. Our next story will be taken on the Winter Olympic. South Korea President Kim Jong-un's sister shake hand, but no interaction with Pence. The sister of North Korean despot Kim Jong-un and South Korea's president shook hands in an historic moment for the two countries during the opening ceremony of the Winter Olympics on Friday, but no such interaction occurred between any Emirates Kingdom representative and Vice President Pence, despite two close encounters. Kim Yo-jong, the sister of Kim Jong-un, and President Moon Jae-in in were introduced by International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach before shaking hands with each other and other world leaders. The pair then sat down just a few seats away from Pence, but Pence and Kim Jong-un did not interact nor appear to look at each other. News in America. A 17-year-old MS-13 gang member was sentenced to 40 years in prison after he pleaded guilty to the horrific murder of a teenager who was stabbed 153 times at a Maryland park in 2016. Prosecutor called the death of 17-year-old Christian Willigram Morale at the hands of Juan Gutierrez Vasco demonic. One other has been sentenced and another two are awaiting trial for the gruesome killing. We are transmitting live to you from the Agboola radio. Yes, we have our studio in Babalonta Digital Studio, beaming live to every part of the world. The time is 90 minutes after 11 o'clock. We take our next news on sport. Russia athletes 11th hour appeal denied by Court of Arbitration for Sport. Just hours before the ceremonial start of the Pyeongchang game, the Court of Arbitration for Sport denied the 11th hour appeal filed by 45 Russian athletes who were hoping for a last-minute invitation to the Olympic. The ruling was announced at a brief news conference Friday morning, about 9 hours before athletes from Russia and around the world were scheduled to march in the opening ceremony. Matthew Reb, the CAS Secretary General, delivered the news, reading from a prepared statement, but did not file any question. From UK. An 11-year-old girl is fighting for her life after a stabbing in Wolverhampton. A man has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder following the incident at a house in Kent Road on Friday.
Officers were called shortly before 1 a.m. after a neighbor heard a disturbance and found the girl with multiple injuries, including one to the head. She is now critically ill in hospital. West Midlands Police said the 51-year-old suspect, who is related to the girl, is also in hospital receiving treatment for a cut end. A woman in her 80s suffered a suspected dislocated shoulder during the incident. Still on UK news, London Bridge attack: terrorists used steroids before attack. The terrorists who killed 8 people on London Bridge at a borough market are taking steroids before the attack. A court has held. The presence of hormone pills, which can be bought over the counter, was said to be above the psychological range, suggesting it was used in the period from several hours to days but ends. A natural supplement, it is widely believed to improve sex drive and help build muscles. There is little medical evidence to support these claims. The London attack, which took place on the 3rd June last year, began when the men drove a white van into pedestrian on the bridge. They then stabbed victim with 12-inch knives in the nearby market. The entire attack lasted 8 minutes. The 8 people killed were Londoner James, 32, Canadian Christine, 30, Frenchman Thomas, 45, Alexander, 26, Australian Christy Bowden, 28, and Sarah, 21, and Spain, 39. At least 50 others were injured in the atrocity. All 3 attackers, who were wearing false suicide belts to create maximum fear, were shot and killed by police at the scene. Inquest into the death of the victim and attackers, which will be held separately, will begin early next year. Police, security services, fire and ambulance services will attend the inquest, as well as the families of both victims and attackers.
We are 4 minutes to the end of the program, and before we go, I want to drop in this health tip. It says some food may influence cancer spread. Health and science correspondent on BBC News, they say some food they can influence cancer. There is mounting evidence The food on your plate can alter cancer's growth and spread, say Cambridge scientists. Animal research published in the journal Nature showed breast tumors struggled without the dietary nutrient asparagine. It is found in the foodies' favorite asparagus, as well as poultry, seafood, and many other food. In the future, scientists hope to take advantage of cancer's culinary addiction to improve treatment. Asparagine is an amino acid, a building block of protein, and takes its name from asparagus. The study conducted at the Cancer Research UK Cambridge Institute took place on mice with an aggressive form of breast cancer. Normally, they would die in a couple of weeks as the tumor spread throughout the body. But when the mice were given a low asparagine diet or drug to block asparagine, then the tumor struggled to spread. It was a really huge change. The cancer was very difficult to find, said Prof. Greg Annan. Last year, the University of Glasgow showed cuttings out of the amino acid serine and glycine slowed the development of hypothermia and intestinal cancer. Professor Annan told the BBC, "We are seeing increasing evidence that specific cancers are addicted to specific components of our diet. In the future, by modifying a patient's diet or by using drugs that change the way that tumor cells can access this nutrient, we hope to improve outcomes in therapy." Yes, on this note, we come to the end of news around the world. My name is Dayo Agboola, and with me here we have
Tolulope Akintola.
I want to say stay warm, stay healthy, and keep on listening to Dayo Agboola Radio. Thank you. Bye. Your life. So jẹ́ kí n ṣe yẹ kí n send ẹ̀ sí ẹ. Ìfún record. Ẹ máa send ẹ̀ sí ẹ.
Ẹ máa gbé sí gbogbo ayé mi.
Ìdókòwò gbogbo ayé ti lọ. Ìdókòwò gbogbo ayé ti lọ. Inú máa ń sórí podcast ni mo máa ń record, so yẹn máa send ẹ̀ sí ẹ kó o lè gbọ́. Èmi ẹ̀ ṣe nísìnyí.
Ó ṣe dábàá fún ilé ẹjọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe podcast.
Lọ podcast ó dà ó máa ń lódò ní application lè rí báyìí.
Ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ìṣe o, ẹ má má fẹ́ fún ìgbàgbọ́ fún lórí rédíò. Báwo ká lè ṣe ń kó ohun tí àyè ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ìṣe o? Báwo ni fẹ́ gbọ́ báyìí?
Wow. Kí ni náírà ni?